After watching the HSS videos, I found it interesting to hear that Anita Byrne was planning on going to law school. My boyfriend's planning on going to law school, but recently he's had some doubts about wanting to do that. It's really hard for me to help because I've always known what I wanted to do from a young age, but hearing from someone who went to our school and experienced a similar feeling makes both him and I feel much better about the whole situation. And I realized that I definitely need to work on my technical skills and buff up my resume in the technology area. When I was working in the archives, I used a lot of different technological skills, but I often forget to mention that in my resume because it just seemed like it wasn't really that big of a part of my job, but it kind of was. I'm pretty proficient in Microsoft Excel, and I used the tool to enter data while I worked at the archives. Additionally, when I worked at the exhibit, worked on exhibits, I used Canva, and I'm pretty familiar with design and the whole platform as a whole. And then with Bianca's video, I took a special interest in her work with the STAR program because I have a lot of sympathy for those who have experienced trauma, especially sexual assault or domestic violence, things like that. It hurts my heart that people had to receive care through Zoom calls instead of in person because I understand the impact of therapy. Therapy feels a lot more connected when you're in the room with someone opposed to on a Zoom call. But I am glad that the company was able to work through the socioeconomic state of the world and still provide a much needed service. I'm also thinking about maybe looking into the company and perhaps applying for an internship there because it seems like an interesting place to work, and I would find fulfillment in that work. And the pandemic impacted everyone. Luckily for me, I didn't experience true tangible hardship. Instead, I learned many skills and gained a lot of knowledge throughout the pandemic. Many schools shut down during the pandemic and did not have classes anymore, but mine did. It continued as usual, but it was just online, at home, learning all these new platforms. There were many different ones that I had to get used to. I hadn't used before. At first, it was quite overwhelming, but it showed me how I can juggle many different tasks, and it also showed me that I have a great amount of self-determination, and I am able to get myself to do work even when no one's looking.